We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast. And today we're going to talk about great team members. And the reason that this is such an important one and is because it's maybe the essence of all your future success as a team member. So Tom Coons, I believe when he was in his 20s, he started working for Century 21. And he started out in goal setting. So you've gone through hopefully the vision and then goals. And then when you don't go ahead and achieve your goals, what do you do? There's some great podcasts there. And then now you get into being a great team member. And so Tom, he had 5 goals when he started, with Century 21. And one of them was to be the president of the company. And so when he joined Century 21, he went ahead and I don't know, he's paying attention. So attentiveness is really important to being a great team member. Attentiveness mostly to other people. Self-awareness is going to be important. We might do a podcast on that, being self-aware. He heard this guy's name kept coming up. Like I don't know what his name was, Joe. So talk to Joe. Talk to Joe. He kept hearing Joe, and Joe's an older guy. Tom's a younger guy. And so Tom goes ahead and goes over to Joe and says, "Hey, Joe, I keep hearing about you." And Joe's like laughs and says, "Okay." He says, "What's your secret to being so successful?" And Joe says to Tom, "Claim unclaimed territory." And Tom's like, what does that mean? He's like, "Look for opportunities to do things that other people aren't doing and then claim it." Meaning, pick up all the work you can pick up, like everything, like everything. Like that's not getting done, I'm on it. Like that's not getting done, I'm on it. Like, like I'm on this thing. Like I'm going to do that. 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 I'm going to do everything. And Joe said, and if you don't, you're not. Often you're not going to get recognized for it. Nobody's going to say, "Oh, Tom, way to go there." Nobody's going to recognize you for it. And likely you're not going to get paid for it in the short term. But you always gain benefit in the long term because you're growing and people will see it. They might not say it, but they'll see it, and you'll have opportunities. Like when Tom was a young man, um, like he was, I don't know, probably late teens, early 20s, and he worked for the railroad, and it was union, and he went ahead and to clean out a box car or fill it or something. It's supposed to take, you do one box car, every 2 days or something, like, and he could get it done like 3 a day. And the manager comes up and says, "You can't do it that fast." He's like, "Why not?" And he's like, well, because makes us all look bad. He's like, "Well, I can get it done that fast. I'm going to get it done that fast." Alan Stein, he went ahead and when he was a young man in construction, he went ahead and, you know, they laid off everybody during the, winter months, but they didn't lay Alan off. Why not? Because, he's a short guy, not stocky, short guy, not the strongest guy, but he could carry like the big, the things for concrete. And so he'd carry him one. And he said most of the time, there were 2 people carrying one. He carried one himself. And so people that succeed in life, they claim unclaimed territory. They just do. And so, and I think a lot of times people, they're doing things not because it's the right thing to do. They're doing things to get recognition or they're doing things to get paid. It's always fascinating to me in coaching owners and employees of companies and having my own companies when people say, "Well, I'm going to work harder if I make more. If you pay me more money, I'll work harder." It's like, that's not been my experience. I mean, they'll work harder for a week or two and then they're going to go back down. So people like you work hard and then you get the reward. And it's never probably as fast as we think it is or as much as we think it is. That's human nature. But claiming unclaimed territories, and and there's a young lady that said, how do I get, and she knows how to claim unclaimed territory. She didn't have to be trained like, this is what you need to do. She just did that. That's her character. Her character is to claim, unclaimed territory. That's her character. So she went ahead and on a podcast, she went ahead and shared, how do I get other people around me to claim unclaimed territory? So the downside of claiming unclaimed territory is that other people will let you do it. And so when I was 23 years old, I started with a company in straight commission sales. And I was trained and I did everything they told me to do. See, a lot of times, I don't know, it seems like people try to buck the system. People try to, I'm not going to do it your way. They're stubborn or locked in or something. I'm going to do it. So they don't do it the way that they're trained to do it. I did it the way that, because I just thought, hey, they know what they're doing. I don't. I'm going to do it exactly the way they told me to do it. And I did, and it didn't work. So I went to the president of the company and pounded on his desk. And I said, Tony, I'm doing everything you guys are telling me to do. It's not working. He says, well, it takes, 12 to 18 months to be successful. I'm like, my wife is now 6 months pregnant. I've got to go ahead. Like, there's a fire in the belly. Like, I'm 62 and there's still the fire. Like, I think back, like, man, does that make me feel good? Because there's a fire in the belly. Like, I want to, like, God created you to be amazing, but you have a choice. I have a choice. God created me to be average, below average. I didn't like that. So I got to work harder than everybody else because I'm not that smart. So claiming unclaimed, it's just like every job I've had all the way. I didn't know there was a name for it. Nobody taught me that. It's just, my parents did to a large degree, but there's something internal. And so you want to do that. You want to be surrounded by people that are like that, because if you're not surrounded by people, they're going to let you do all the work. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy for a company where 10% of the people do 90% of the work. Like, we were out, on a yearly debrief, and man, that group's starting to, like, they had a hard year, but nobody's complaining. Nobody's whining. Like, they're all in the game and saying, listen, we don't want to go through. And that's good. Like, it's like, man, I love working with you guys. Man, is that fun? Like, you're in the game and you're after it and you're like we want to do it. It's just neat. So I don't know how to get people to internalize this. Like the internalization model, like being curious. And it's like Tom Kuntz went ahead and, what is this? So if you don't know how to internalize I get what Mark's saying. Do you? Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm not. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I hope you are. We'll go through this probably the next time. Claim unclaimed territory. Get other people claim unclaimed territory. It becomes a part of our culture. It's who we are. It's about our customers. Like, go back to the vision. What's the vision of the company? Like, what's our vision? How can we do so much more together than we ever could do on our own? Like, it's exciting what we're doing. Life is exciting. Like, we have a chance to impact people's lives. So hopefully this has been helpful. Definitely make sure you do your reflection, and be honest. Get that guy off of here. We don't want him. He's got way too much. I don't know. Whatever. No, seriously, whatever you want to do. Always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.